Yesterday I was talking to you about the sources, that books that you had to read for public administration. I missed out one or two books. One book that I missed out is Public Administration by Sadhana and Sharma. This book basically is a comprehensive textbook, deals with every single topic in the syllabus, every topic in the syllabus. So if you don't get AR Chagi, don't worry about that. You can go for this book. Sadhana and Sharma is good enough. It covers all the topics according to the civil service syllabus. Then one more book, NCERT book I wanted to mention, but I missed out, is that, Organs of Government. That is by NCERT. I think it is a 12th class book. That also is one book that you have to read. Just like Democracy 80 Questions, this is another book that you'll have to read before you get into the study of public administration. Right? So yesterday I mentioned about the section A in paper 1. So today I would like to give you a gist of what is core in the paper 1. Yesterday I was telling you economy, efficiency and effectiveness. So today I will discuss on that, and I will also touch upon paper section B of paper 1 also. So that will be done. And tomorrow would be my last class where I will be discussing with the paper 2 part of it. With that I will stop the foundation course. If necessary, you can reach me on Instagram or something like that. I can help you out in that. If you look at the topics that are there in paper 1, section 1, you'll find that first one is called as introduction, but I would like to call it as basic premises. Second one is administrative thought. Third one is administrative behavior. Fourth one is organizations. Fifth one is the organizations, and the fifth one in this syllabus is accountability and control. Yeah. And the sixth one is administrative law. If you look at the syllabus, you will find that topic number 1, topic number 5, and topic number 6. These 3 topics are political in nature, political topics. That means they have some political angle to it. When you look at these 3 topics, you will find that they are the topics that conclude, that are having a lot of a management bias angle. So, as I said, public administration is a combination of both politics and management. Politics is basically concerned with how to hold the government accountable. Management is how to get economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. In this management component, we have some other topics, some subtopics are there. For example, we have topics like scientific management theory. Then we have classical theory of organizations. Then we have human relations theory of organization, human relations approach. Then we have behavioral approach. Then we have systems approach. Theory and approach. There is a fundamental difference between a theory and approach. A theory is you have a set of principles which you apply and understand a phenomenon. Approach is you don't have any set of principles, you directly go and study that case and then understand what is there in it. So approach and theories are different. We have only 2 important theories, and then we have 3 approaches. Along with this, we have an individual significant component called bureaucracy. This is a contribution by Max Weber. The entire government of India, governments throughout the world are using this design. This is a universal design of organizations. Every country, every state, everybody is using this. Every public organization, every private organization, everybody is using this design that is there, Weber's design. So generally what I do is I discuss the first basic premises, discuss about what is the nature of public administration, is it art, is it science, what are the differences, what is the development that has taken place from 1887. We call it the evolution. And this evolution, as I said, was focusing on economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. How to achieve this? You have the management thinkers. Scientific management, what basically it says is that for everything, there is only one best way approach. One best way. Only thing is, we'll have to discover what is that one best way. How to go about that is the scientific management theory. Once you have discovered the one best way, the classical theory is an elaboration of this one best way. How to build an organization. Building an organization. Or creating an organization. What is the best way? Every one of us looks at best way of doing things. If you have to invest money, you will invest money in a best possible manner where you get more returns in your investment. Similarly, if you have to travel, you will find out which is the most safest, most economical, most efficient, most time-sensitive organization which gives you the service of transportation. So what happens is that we always try to find the one best way of doing anything. And these people have said this is the one best way of building organizations. So that means you have a method and then you have a structure. A method is there, followed by an arrangement or a structure. These two won't work on their own. What they require is people are needed to run this organization. So how to recruit or how to bring people, how to make people work in the organization is the question of human relations approach. People are needed. How to manage people. When people come together, they form groups and associations. These groups and associations are a powerful influence. So how to manage these groups of people is a question that is dealt with by a bureaucratic approach. Groups of people. Behavioral approach. Groups of people. Now, individually each one is good, but collectively only they will be able to work. When they come collectively, they are going to create a new dimension. This is called a synergy. How to understand the synergy, how to make use of the best of method, structure, people and groups is the question that is dealt with by systems approach. So these are the 5 important theories that we have. When so many people are there in the organization, it is necessary to regulate them, control them and make them work towards the goal of the organization. For that reason, we have a topic called administrative behavior, another management topic, behavior. The important topics in this is, one is decision making, other is leadership, other is motivation, third is communication. Decision making means deciding what to do, what not to do. Which person to recruit, which person not to recruit. What is the plan that we have to follow? Which plan should we follow? Which strategy should we follow? Which we should not follow? So this is called decision making. It is not the organization that makes the decision, but it is the people in the organization who make the decision. So we have to look at the people focus, people in the organization rather than on the structure of the organization. Focus has shifted from structure, method is there, structure is there. Now we are focusing on people are there. How to regulate people is the question. Everybody behaves according to the decision they make. For example, you don't want to attend the class, you don't attend the class. It's a decision you have taken. You want to attend the class, you can attend the class. That's a decision you can take it. That means your decision is the basis of your behavior. So if you want to change your behavior, we'll have to change the decision you are making. That is the focus of decision making. Decisions are not taken by ordinary people, decisions are taken by leadership. How does a leader emerge in an organization? What is his potential? What are the dynamics? How does a leader control people is the question of leadership theories. We have a lot of theories, leadership theories. Then a person will work only if he is motivated, inspired to do that work or not. So how to motivate the people? How to make them do the work much more than that they can do? Right? This is motivation. I think most of you would have heard about Ramayana. And in Ramayana, you find that Sita has been kidnapped by Ravana and is there in Lanka, and Hanuman and everybody go on hunting for her. They cannot find where she is. Then ultimately Hanuman goes to a particular place and thinks that he is there in Sri Lanka, she is there in Lanka. So he has to go there, but he feels that he cannot go alone. Then you find that other heroes, what do you call the army, Vanara Sena, they keep on praising and saying that you can do this, you are the only person, this, that and all. And everything you find that Hanuman's body, everything is growing, and suddenly he jumps across the seas and finds motivation. Motivation is needed. And for motivation, leadership and decision making, communicating, data, information is very much necessary. So how to gather data, how to use the data is the question of this topic. The organization is also a part and parcel of this administrative thought. So these two are together. So only two things are important. Now, once this is done, it is necessary that this efficient organization should always work for the welfare of the people. How does it do it is the question. How to ensure that is the question that is dealt with by accountability and control. Generally, we discuss legislative control, executive control, judicial control, etc., etc. These are external control mechanisms outside the administration. But there is one more, which is called administrative law within the civil services itself. Whether a police officer can do this or not, whether a police officer can arrest or not, does he have the reason for arresting, does he have the reason for encounter? All these are questioned in administrative law. So this is the first section, which is the core of the syllabus. And you will find that most of the questions, though they say section A and B in paper, you find that at least half the syllabus of paper 1 would be coming from these areas. Always there's a question on this, always there's a question on decision making, always there's a question on administrative law, complete. On either of these, and there's a question always on bureaucracy. Rest of the things, there's a chance. There may be a question, there may not be a question, but always there are questions on this. So you have to be thorough with this. And when you are discussing the syllabus, say for example, if you are taking 100 hours for discussing the entire syllabus, you will find that 60% of the time will be spent only on this paper 1. Paper 1 takes 60% of the time. Both sections put together. And the rest of the 40% is sufficient for dealing with paper 2. We'll come to that a bit later, tomorrow. So this is the focus of section A. When you come to section B, paper 1, there are different topics are there. One of the topic is comparative public administration. Then you have development administration. Then you have personal administration. Then you have, after personal administration, what do you have? Public policy. Then you have techniques of administrative improvement. And then you have, lastly, you have what is called as financial management. One more aspect in section 1 we try to identify is that, is the administration science or not? A science is something which is based on facts. Art is something which is based on values. Public administration is a combination of both facts and values. So it is neither science nor art. Or you can say it is part science and part art. Now, if it is a science, this administration has to be seen universally. Since, for example, any scientific phenomena that you find is universally seen, universally applicable everywhere. Similarly, the idea of administration is also universally applicable. That is one reason why we say administration is science. How to prove it? There is a question. When you take administration, there can be two basic types of administration. One is public, and the other is, let's say, business or a private administration. Every business also has its own administration. We call it as, maybe in this case you call it as public administration degree, MPA. Here you call it as MBA. Only the alphabet changes. But the focus is same. Here the focus is service to people, and here the focus is profit. Now look at this. Financial management is an aspect where how to control finances. Generating money, distributing money, saving money, investment, etc., are dealt with by financial management. This financial management is seen in private administration or business administration as well as in public administration. Then, techniques of administrative improvement. As I told, scientific management, one best way approach, etc., all are management concepts which are evolved in private administration or business administration. So, the techniques of administrative improvement are seen in both the private as well as in public. Then, when you look at the personal administration deals with recruitment of people, training people, promoting them, retaining them in the organization so that they don't go away. They continue to give the service to the organization for a long time to come. How to retain them? That's the question. That is dealing with recruitment, training, promotion, retention, service conditions. These are the same that we have in public as well as in private. For example, if you want to join Tata or something like that, there is an examination. After the examination, there is an interview. And after the interview, there is a probation. After the probation, you are selected and employed. Similarly, in public administration also, you write the civil service examination. Then you are called for an interview. If you are selected, then after the interview, you are given a training. And after the training, you are tested. And once you are appointed, your probation is cleared, you are appointed. So the same process that occurs in public and private administration. This shows that there is a lot of similarity between public administration and private administration. Therefore, it is a science. It can be a science. Now, another question is public policy. Here you are having a policy. A policy is a personal choice. I have a policy. My policy, if I am running a company, my policy would be to employ only women. Women are better workers than men. That may be a policy. But when I become the Prime Minister of India, and if I say that I will appoint only women to the civil services, not men, then that becomes a public policy. Public policy is nothing but a manifestation of power. Whoever is in power, whatever he says, that becomes a public policy. Right? So public policies are many: social welfare policy, financial policy, fiscal policy, monetary policy, industrial policy, labor policy, educational policy, external affairs policy. Everywhere policies are there. Policy is a plan of action. A policy is nothing but a plan of action. When you say a policy, it is nothing but a plan of action. Every person has a plan of action. Say, for example, some of you have already chosen a plan of action, and you say that even though I am writing my preliminary examination in 2025, I will start my preparation from now. That's a policy. That's a plan. Some people may think, why unnecessarily waste of time now? Let me clear the prelims. Then I will decide what option to take or what I should prepare for the general studies. That's their strategy or their policy. So every person, every individual, every organization will have a policy. Policy is nothing but a plan of action. But when you are doing for the government, this is not a private plan of action. This is a public plan of action. That means it has to be accepted by public. It has to be beneficial to public. It has to be useful to public. For example, say we had a policy regarding health policy, insurance policy. Previously, what was happening is that insurance was only given to people who are less than 60 years or 65 years of age. But you find that nowadays what is happening is that more and more people are, longevity has increased. People are surviving for a longer time, right? because of improved living standards, medicine, and other practices, you find that people are also living up to 70, 75 years also. So now the policy has changed, and we say insurance will also be given to people who are beyond 70 years also. The policy has changed. This is benefiting the people. It can be health insurance, it can be vehicle insurance, whatever it is that you have a policy. Vehicle insurance policy says comprehensive policy where accidents and everything is covered, or a third party, in which case only the other party will get the insurance. You don't get any insurance benefit from that. So there are different kinds of policies. So we talk about policy. So we talk in public policy, we talk about health policy, welfare policy, industrial policy, labor policy, education policy, all policies. Every ministry has a policy. So how these policies are formulated, how the policies are formulated, how they are implemented, and what are the drawbacks or defects in implementation is what we discuss in public policy. So this is exclusively political again. Then when you come to development administration, the idea is that every country needs development, and how are they approaching development? Generally, we had an idea that development means economic development. No, development means all round social, economic, and political. It is not enough if you have economic development. You need to have social development, you need to have political development also. So, what are the dimensions of development? What are the steps that have been taken for development right from 1950? To the present day, right? And the development is a concept which keeps on changing. Every country is underdeveloped. If you think America is developed, USA is developed, if USA is so developed, why is that there are so many suicides? Why is that, there are so many people are being killed? Why is that, you find that Asians are being attacked? That means there is some kind of a problem there also, you say. Unemployment is a problem. So USA is also underdeveloped. India also has the same problem. We are also attacking people. We are also having unemployment. We have also faced economic depression. All the same problems. We have also facing increasing crime rate. America is also facing all this. So what we say is that development is only an opinion, a change in a desired direction. We define like this: development is a change that is desired and not undesirable, desirable change. Right? Because America has a lot of unemployment, Trump said, I'll build a Mexican wall. The process of development, enhancing, ensuring that more Americans get employment. Why the restriction on H-1B visas? The reason is that if all the Indians go there, you will find that Americans will not get any employment. So a policy, immigration policy is there. How to do that? So development is just a notion, an idea. It's an idea. There is no fixed way of telling you are developed, you are underdeveloped, you are backward, etc., etc. But we take economic phenomena, economic criteria, and decide. Some countries are more backward, some countries are less backward, some countries are very highly advanced. So this is a concept of development. Development is a universal phenomena. Every country is facing. Therefore, this is also a universal idea. Then when you come to comparative public administration, what we are going to discuss is that how to compare one country with the other country. Say, for example, on what basis you say that United States of America is more developed than India? How? India is more developed than Pakistan. Some parameters have to be there. So defining the parameters to understand universal phenomena is necessary. So comparative public administration basically deals with how to arrive at the concepts or precepts by which we can compare one country with the other country. Generally, we compare only the governments. That means we compare government of India with Britain, with USA, with Australia, with Africa, Pakistan, Nepal, etc. Only governments are compared. Because government is the engine of development. So this is what is basically about paper 1, section 2. So there is a possibility that public administration is existing universally and it is trying to solve problems. For example, you talk about terrorism. Is India only the country facing terrorism? Is America not facing terrorism? Is Israel not facing terrorism? England facing terrorism? Germany? France? Italy? Every country is facing terrorism. So all countries are trying to solve the problem of terrorism. And how they are doing, each country is doing, you study, you learn, and then use it for our country also. That is the advantage of comparative public administration. This is what about the paper 1, section 2. For almost all the topics, that is comparative public administration and development administration and bureaucracy that we mentioned in paper 1, Weber's bureaucracy. The best book is Comparative Public Administration. Yesterday I mentioned it. By Ramesh K. Arora. That is more than enough for you, for your understanding and finding very good answers in civil services mains. It is only a monologue. Monologue in the sense that, I like to think what questions you might be asking and I like to find an answer for that. So what more I have to discuss with you further? Right. So, 2 central themes. Section 1, we say the focus is on economy, efficiency, effectiveness, define public administration and its connection with political science. Section A. This is section A. Section B is finding or discovering or universalization of the theory of public administration, so that every country can use this theory and be successful in administering its people. So, the paper is a combination of both management as well as politics, and as well as an idea to develop a universal theory. This is what is the running, underlying theme of public administration, paper 1. Should I touch upon paper 2 right now? No. Okay. Whenever you are writing answers for public administration, questions are there. And whenever we are, say, for example, there can be a question which says, Scientific management to science of management. I said scientific management is an idea that has been put forth by F.W. Taylor. In his ideas, Taylor said there should be a one best way. Taylor said you should select the right man for the right job. He said there should be a division of work. There should be cooperation between workers and management. These are the basic principles. Now, using these principles, you have developed a science of management. For everything, there is a science. So, what is the best way of doing things? What is the right man to choose? How the work is to be divided? How there should be cooperation or coordination between various groups or not? I think you see movies. Some of the English movies are there. Have you seen? What is that? Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, etc., etc.? Probably you would have seen. And you'll find that, for every work, there is an expert. Somebody to cut the lock, somebody to remove the money, somebody to transport, somebody to do something. Science is there everywhere. Science is there. Science of management can be used for benefit of people or deterioration of people, deterioration of society. It can be used in good activities. It can be used in criminal activities also. Science is universal, valueless. Criminal activities. So what you have to do is, when you say scientific management to science of management, what are the present day ideas that are there in science of management? Recruitment is there. Cooperation is there. Then promotion systems are there. Then for discovering the best way is there. Training people is there. All these ideas have been there. Motivating people, inspiring people to do their work. Motivation is there. All these ideas have been initially put forth by F.W. Taylor. So what have we done? We have taken the old ideas and elaborated them. Previously, we had a ballot system. Have you heard of a ballot system? Where, everybody is given a ballot paper, then you'll have to put your stamp on the ballot paper, then fold it in this manner, then put it in the ballot box. That was what the process was. Now, what is the process? You are not given a ballot box or anything like that. A vote is given in the EVM. So what you do is you simply press the button and you get. And people have questioned whether my vote is going to the right person or not. Then you attach another device, VVPAT. And you said, you press the button, within 7 seconds, you will see to which party your vote has gone. If you are satisfied, you can come out. Science has come there in elections, in poll management. Right? Then counting. In the old days, counting used to take place so many days of time. Nowadays, what happens is that, once the EVMs are opened throughout the country, in a matter of couple of hours, you are able to get the answers for that. Who is the winner? Who is the loser? Election results are out in a matter of day. So the process is same. Process is obtaining public opinion whether a government should continue or not. That's all. That is the process. And for that process, when you have used the technology, the process has shortened the time. The old time, it used to take months. Now it is taking only days. Elaboration, improvement, further. Everything is there. That is why we have a saying, old wine in new bottle. All ideas are old ideas. Old ideas are brought into new fashions or new designs or whatever is that. So, the basics, as I said yesterday, basics don't change. The basic concepts that have been provided in management concepts have been there. Right? We are only modifying according to our situation. That is what you have to keep in mind. This is about paper 1, public administration. I have nothing more to add. So I thought today I will stop here. Since nobody is here also, I think I will stop here. I think I am there on Instagram. If anybody has any doubts or any questions or any further discussion you want, you can simply ask there. I'll give you answers or responses wherever is necessary. Okay? I think I'll stop here today.